2 months before it's due to start suggests to me that we've got another epic fail on the horizon, haven't we? We've got another huge disaster on our horizon. And I think it is a huge disaster because, unless you're absolutely in the middle of it, I don't think people realise that if you want to go back to work once your child is of a certain age, then you are going to have to. It is now commonplace for people to be earning roughly what they're spending. It's Mr. Micawber territory, isn't it? Do you know, I must check that Mr. Micawber quote because I reference it all the time and I never remember it entirely accurately. The central premise of it is that if your income matches your outgoings, result happiness. But if your income is even a pfennig, even a shilling lower, a penny lower than your outgoings, result misery. It's a fairly odd reflection upon what was commonplace or common wisdom in the 19th century to think that most of us live our lives in constant debt these days with mortgages and property ownership. But your mortgage, of course, your mortgage payment or your rent is one of your outgoings. So if your monthly income is greater than your monthly outgoings, result happiness. And if your monthly income is lower than your monthly outgoings, result misery. And here we are. I mean, looking at people for whom childcare pushes them quite violently into the space where monthly income is not as high as monthly outgoings. The costs are extraordinary. But I don't want to attack people who run the nurseries. I just want to prick you into calling, really. I want you to explain to me why so many parents like me do feel a little bit baffled about where the money goes. Don't get cross with me for asking that question. Someone got very cross with me last time we did this subject. I'm perfectly comfortable with people getting cross with me, but I do sometimes think that I don't deserve it. And so I'm only asking the question. I'm giving you the opportunity to tell people like me and like Mick in Sutton Coldfield and like loads of other people getting in touch that it is unfair to point out how much the costs are. I always stress this because I'm not one of those people that thinks the only news is bad news. If you think it might work, and it might work quite well, 0345 6060 973. But, I mean, the idea that someone who has never expressed the vaguest interest in working with young children before is, in response to a £1,000 sweetener, going to be ready to go by April seems to me to be a little bit ambitious.